Nick Snapp checking in this Monday morning. How is everybody feeling today? Anybody on? Hope you guys are having a great Monday so far. Commuting to work a little bit. If you're commuting to work, hopefully you're not watching this broadcast because that would be very dangerous. So please don't do that. I am Nick Snapp. I'm the owner of a company called Inspire Me Solutions, where we help small businesses, very small businesses, with their productivity. And we like to do little time studies and figure out how people are spending their time, and then develop strategies to make the most efficient use of your time. So that's kind of what we do. When it comes to productivity and stuff like that, and being efficient with your time, sometimes it's very, very shocking at how you spend your time. And that's actually the crux of some of the things I wanted to talk this morning for this beautiful Periscope broadcast. Another thing I'll mention before I get started, since there's really not anybody joining that I can tell, is that I'm the host of the Make It Snappy Productivity Show. It comes out with new episodes on productivity, either recorded coaching with clients, or interviews of productivity gurus in this little space. And that light's shining on me, and it's really bothering me, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. All right, that's a little bit better. Now it's kind of dark. So yeah, that's what the show's all about. So I want to talk to you a little bit about all or nothing mentality, because I am, from what I can tell out of most people that I encounter, I'm kind of an all or nothing guy. At least historically I've been, and I've had to learn to fight that. And I had this conversation with my wife last night, and we talked about all or nothing, all the things that I wanted to do. And I'm sitting here in the office, and I'll show you. It's behind me here, this whiteboard of all these. Well, here, I'm going to go ahead and flip it around. Hey, what's going on? ZIZOUSAUD, thanks for joining. So when it comes to all or nothing, this is the conversation I had with my wife last night, all the stuff that I try to do every day. We wrote this out on this whiteboard, and I kind of made a prediction of what I spend per day on some of these tasks. And what's up, the cat guy? Thanks for joining. And what I'm spending per week. And you take a step back, and there's a lot of stuff on here. I got like, the spiritual aspect of my life, personal development, growth, journaling, writing, coaching, clients, coaching prep, product development. You can see I got a big 0 for the product development, and promoting like the show and stuff on social media, doing the podcast, which is a huge amount of time right now. That might even be non-conservative. And then there's business development, developing relationships, all this kind of stuff. So like, there's a lot of things that I'm trying to get done right now. And the conversation I had with my wife around was like, dude, what's really adding value and what's not? And that's kind of a tough thing for me, being an all or nothing guy. Like, I want it all, right? I want to do it all. And coming to the realization that, one, I have a client that's got me for about 20 hours a week, and that leaves all the rest of the time. If I want to be a productivity guy, I want to walk the productivity talk, then I don't want to be working 50, 60 hours a week. Plus, I'm a dad. So parents really don't have the luxury of working that much, unless you want to disconnect from your family and get a divorce and have your kids hate you and all that kind of stuff, which isn't all that cool. So to get the most productive use of your time, it comes to that hard realization, like, can you really do it all? And from my experiences, it's really no. No, you can't. It's about prioritizing and doing the right thing. So when I look at this list, all these different things that I want to get done in my business, my personal business, with everything else I got going on, this list here behind me, can't really get in the focus. It's about saying no. And I think it's possible to say no if you can grasp or come to grips with the fact that some of the stuff that you're doing is kind of for you only and not necessarily driving you forward. So making a list of, or being honest and getting feedback from others of what do you think is really working and what's not, and knowing when to give it up is kind of a big thing. So for me, outsourcing has definitely been on the forefront of my mind. There's a lot of things I do with the podcast. You saw the 6 hours, if you're watching, 6 hours to put together a podcast show a week is kind of a lot of time, especially when 20 hours of my week is blocked off for doing project management consulting with a given client. And then there's like the promotion of the stuff that I'm doing. That takes a lot of time. Don't exactly enjoy the promotion all that much. I enjoy getting on here to Periscope and having people engage and stuff, but yeah, going online and saying, here's what I got going on, here's the show, watch it and stuff like that, it's not really natural for me. So how much of this stuff can I outsource, and can I really have the guts to go ahead and fork over the money to get like a virtual assistant and stuff like that? So meeting with somebody this week to kind of outline what the VA can do and what I can give up myself. And then if I can't get that stuff offloaded, if I can't develop a process that somebody else can use, then it's a matter of, okay, maybe I put that on hold for now. The other concept that I'm kind of tossing around is this idea of mega batching. And batching is kind of, you do the same task repeatedly for a specific amount of time because you kind of prime your brain to do a certain piece of work at a certain time of day. But for me, like switching between one task to another throughout the day it adds time, and there's like a little bit of fatigue in the matter of switching between those things. So mega batching would be blocking out like an entire week to do a month's worth of work. For the podcast, for example, if it's taking me 6 hours a week to do the podcast, can I get done like 4 episodes in an entire week, have the whole month done, and then block off the following week to develop like a product, like the training products that I've been wanting to do and stuff. So that's kind of the concept that I'll be toying with. Love to hear your feedback. Is anybody tuning in that has any feedback for all or nothing type stuff? If you got kids and some of the struggles you've been dealing with, or any batching concepts or anything that you've encountered that works, love to hear from you. Okay, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I got a little bit of the topic that I want to talk about for about, less than 10 minutes. And I have a YouTube channel. It's called the Make It Snappy Productivity Show, as well as a podcast with the same name where I record and capture all these videos and put them all up. And yeah, so thanks so much for joining, guys. Have a beautiful week. And I'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks. Bye.